Hey everyone, I just wanted to hop on here and do a quick little recap video. I just recorded like 10 minutes ago, but my dog barked midway through and she ruined the whole operation, so let's give this another go. Alright, so today's Tesla trade was very good. I got a pretty good piece of the pie. I definitely could have held longer for, a bigger, better profit, but green is green, so we can't be greedy here. So I made sure that everyone was on the same page. When I saw the Tesla pattern, I wanted to put it in the group chat, just like I said, so everyone was aware what I was looking at. So the first time I posted it was at 11:24 a.m. when it was breaching the neckline. And a member had asked why I didn't enter into puts here. Why did I wait until the end of the day? And I'm going to get to that. I'm going to answer that question. That's a very good question. So like I said, I posted it at 11:24 a.m. the first time. And then I did another time at 1 p.m. when it was kind of chopping. I just wanted to tell everyone that I was still watching this head and shoulders pattern to play out. As opposed to just letting it, disappear and not paying attention. I kept it on watch all day, which is very important. And then I posted it one more time a few minutes before I entered into puts. So, like I said, I just wanted to make everyone aware what I was looking at and why I got into the play. So, the first thing I noticed this yesterday, was Tesla was weak, okay? And the reason I say this is because of this. So, Tesla made a high right here of 461.94, okay? So, 461.94. So, usually, I know Carmine doesn't like to play breakouts, but usually, if a stock breaks a prior high with volume, it should run higher. And you could see here, Tesla made this prior high on September 15th, pretty much a month ago, and tried breaking it. This is an hour chart, hour time frame. It tried breaking it, had increased volume, but it couldn't get above. I mean, it peeked its head above a few times, but for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, for 6 hours, it couldn't build the momentum to get higher. So what I assumed was going to happen was Tesla was going to break over this previous high, find support, and then bounce up to this 4-hour supply zone. We teach in the course that higher time frame zones usually act as magnets. So usually higher time frame zones, such as a 4-hour zone, will attract a price to that zone. So, like I said, I assumed that Tesla was going to break out, find support at the previous high, and then bounce up, to this zone. But because it failed to break above and it gapped down yesterday morning, I said to myself, I was like, okay, Tesla is definitely weaker than I had anticipated. So that was the first thing I noticed. Then today, when I was looking at a 15-minute chart, I always look at 15-minute and 5-minute charts throughout the whole day. I go in between both. So today I said to myself, wait a second, this looks like a head and shoulders pattern panning out. And I'll show you what I did. I took the low of right here, this first low, 436.6. Okay, I took this low and I drew a trend line to form the neckline. Okay, so something like that. Then I took my arcs, whatever you want to call these, and I drew out the left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder. Okay, so you could clearly see here that this is a head and shoulder pattern. Left, head, right, okay? And this is the neckline. So ideally, for a head and shoulders pattern, you want to enter into puts when it breaches the neckline, okay? And that was my plan. And like I said, the first time I posted this chart was right here around this time when Tesla it looked like it was going to breach. Plus, look at the volume. Selling pressure increased, okay? The reason I did not enter here is because it lined up with yesterday's low of day. So I said to myself that I was going to enter here for puts if and only if it breached this low. So you could clearly see that this low from yesterday was 442.5. So let's just, draw it there. So you could clearly see, like I said, this was yesterday. I was going to enter puts on a breach of yesterday's low. Like I said, the volume looked pretty good. Everything looked pretty good. It just didn't get down there. Also, the NASDAQ at this time was also bouncing, which definitely gave Tesla some strength. So that was the answer to why I didn't enter here. So like I said, this was at 11:20-ish a.m. Eastern Time, and it didn't fully happen until about 3:20. So, I had to wait about 2 hours for the play to happen. And technically, you could kind of see that it formed another head and shoulder patterns. I literally just noticed this right now. I didn't notice this during the day, I'll be honest. But you could see that it kind of formed another 5-minute head and shoulders, which would give another contributing factor to why I played this. Okay, so let me delete these. Alright, so my first entry for these weekly puts was at 3:23 p.m., which was right around here. So what I saw on a 5-minute chart, first off, like I said, it was very important that this neckline was breached. I also saw a 5-minute DBD. You see this drop, base, and then drop. So there was a few different factors as to why I entered where I entered. Also, ES was making a 15-minute DBD at this time, and NQ was dropping as well. So, there was a few different factors. Plus, you could see that the volume increased on the seller side. So, like I said, there was a few different factors as to why I got in. I played 60 contracts at $1.08. I tried buying 60 contracts at 95 cents and then $1, but the contracts were kind of moving too quick and I missed out. So another lesson is, if that happens to you and you're kind of chasing the contracts, the prices of the contracts, if the trade still makes sense, even if you're chasing the contracts, then you should still take it. You shouldn't not take the trade if you're chasing the contracts. So I still saw potential to the downside, even though I missed my original entry by about 13 cents. But I still took the trade because, like I said, the trade still had potential downside. Also, I wanted to make sure that there was no demand on Tesla. So let's start from a daily perspective, okay? This is what I do every morning. I go from daily down to 30-minute to find different zones. And on Mondays, I use weekly zones as well. But on a Friday, I'm not going to use a weekly zone. So what I saw here, this was 4-hour supply. It never hit that today, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to look for a demand. So as of right now, this is demand, but that's way, that's $20+ away. So I'm not gonna necessarily, form that zone as of right now. Okay. Still nothing yet. Like I said, this is a zone right here, 3-hour zone, but, it's 13 points away, so I'm not gonna really pay attention to that. Making my way down. Nothing. Still nothing. Still nothing. You could see this 30. There was a 30-minute demand, but it was tested once, twice, 3 times, and pretty much totally breached today. So I didn't care about that. And then a 15-minute, nothing. So you could clearly see that there was no fresh demand in the way, and that was another reason I entered, because Tesla, because there was no demand below, fresh demand, I should say, theoretically it could have just free-falled. So that's pretty much it, to be honest. This was the reasoning behind the play. Like I said, key factors was this neckline breach, and the fact that there was no demand below. The volume increased, which was in my favor, and like I said, ES and NQ came down at the end of the day, which contributed to this weakness. So yeah, I'm gonna end it there. Let me know if you have any questions, and I know a few members. I probably have about 4 or 5 members that send me their trades on a daily basis, and I want you guys to definitely do that. Don't be shy. Don't be scared. Reviewing your trades is so important. And, when I reviewed this trade after I took it, my last fill on the options was at $2.55 from $1.08. So you would think to yourself, wow, it's over 100% gain, which, was phenomenal. But in hindsight, I should not have sold. So this is where I sold. My last take profit was at 3:34 p.m. and this is what I saw. So I saw this low. This was my profit target. So you can see here, this candle is where I exited the trade at my profit target, which was yesterday's low. So this is where I exited the trade, and I missed out on this huge, further move from 442 down to about 439. So, like I said, my contracts, I ended the trade at 255 on the contracts. The contracts hit over $6. So, you do the math, that's 600% from entrance that I could have made. But so like I said, there's always something to learn from each trade. But like I said, I can't complain. Green is green, can't be too greedy. But like I said, please send me your trades. I will try my best to critique them and have you learn from your mistakes, and we'll go from there. So have a nice night, guys.